560. The Answer.
And all the people who keep asking, what are we going to do about it? Well, who's running cover? Who's making certain Todd Blanche doesn't get sworn in? Who could it be?
A vote tomorrow to advance President Trump's nominee for Attorney General has been called off as the senior senator from Texas refuses to vote yes. Republican Senator John Cornyn, now a lame duck, but he still holds a critical vote on the Senate Judiciary Committee. He demanded assurances from the DOJ before signing off on Todd Blanche as Attorney General, but Cornyn says he has not received those assurances. Fox 4's Amelia Jones live with the latest developments. Amelia.
This is the part that I like. Assurances. Now, his cover story is the assurances that the Trump administration will not set up any money for the victims of the government coup d'etat called January 6th. That's what he says. But I couldn't help but remember what his real soiree was, where he had the possibility of grabbing a tremendous amount of money. Now, it's true he had a dark pack in Texas that seems to have misappropriated $8.5 million. But that's small money when you consider his vote that was very important for the Ukraine and all the hundreds of billions.
Here are the undeniable facts. There are 25 to 30 U.S.-funded biolabs in Ukraine. According to the U.S. government, these biolabs are conducting research on dangerous pathogens. Ukraine is in an active war zone with widespread bombing, artillery, and shelling, and these facilities, even in the best of circumstances, could easily be compromised and release these deadly pathogens.
You know what else, Tulsi? Who I love to death. It could be that they don't even exist. How do we know? Who are you going to believe? A liar? Could be just a money laundering scheme. I mean, has anybody really seen him? I don't believe a word that comes out of the former Soviet Union. Not a word. And you know something else, Squirrel? I don't believe a word of never-Trumper frauds who want to make certain not only doesn't the money get found, but that the SAVE Act doesn't get passed.
I don't understand the rationale. I think it's basically we're over-promising and we're not going to be able to deliver on that promise because we don't have the votes to pass it, no matter how long we stay, and we're not going to change the filibuster. So, but somehow.
Why aren't you? Hey, you stupid. Why aren't you? Am I the only one that remembers the fracking Democrats?
Makes a big difference.
It would take 2/3 in the Senate. You think the Democrats can get 2/3 in the Senate?
No, it doesn't get 2/3. No, it doesn't. I mean, 60 votes is the Senate now, but if we win 50 plus 1 in the Senate, 50 plus the vice president, we can overturn the 60-vote rule.
The filibuster.
The filibuster, and pass it with a 51-vote margin. And
they did, along with $4 trillion. Where was Cornyn then? Huh, dummy?
Heather, Senator John Cornyn gave the DOJ a deadline of 4 p.m. on the East Coast to adhere with his demands in writing ahead of tomorrow's committee vote. Well, that deadline came and went, and the vote is now delayed. Todd.
Throw his ass out, this whole lame duck bulldung. George in Naperville.
Yeah, Sean, what do you think about Fauci going on Dancing with the Stars to win back some of his detractors?
I would like to see the yard gnome spun around by, what's her name, Julia Roberts. He's up to exactly the right area he should be on her. Tramp.
We are ashamed that you are our senator in Texas. Just wondering why we keep voting to send our money to Ukraine.
These are the people that made certain Cornyn is a lame duck. Why is he still... Throw him out.
Well, because I think it's in our national security interest to help them defend themselves. I may not get it in here.
What do you mean we need a senator? Why? Where's Mitch McConnell? Where in the world is Mitch McConnell? Where is he? Is he in rehab? Is he busy? Is he taking a dirt nap and nobody knows? Is he on ice? We don't need senator. The rules are there are no rules with these never-Trumpers.
Americans are starving right now, and you guys are sending our tax money to Ukraine. We have our own problems to deal with.
You want a World War III or grab you over here this hard?
Oh, there it is. World War III. So you're going to stop World War III by sending money to Ukraine. The whole time, Cornyn had information and documentation that knows exactly how it started. from the Biden administration and that slob Victoria Nuland, all the way to when Joe Biden blew the pipeline. Not the Kamala Harris way.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Have you heard a Republican talk about that? A sitting Republican in the Senate? A sitting Republican who's a never-Trumper? The sitting Republican that voted for all the billions that are missing in Ukraine. Any more than you think they're going to come to the rescue and do the right thing? They're step and fetch. They like the sidecars. They like the PAC money. Just like Cornyn.
Blanche, who was President Trump's former personal lawyer, has led the Justice Department on an acting basis since April. The back and forth stems from a $1.8 billion settlement agreement that the DOJ under Blanche reached in Trump's lawsuit accusing the IRS of improperly releasing his tax returns. Cornyn wants assurances that a proposed $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund is dead and that the settlement won't prevent future IRS audits of Trump, his family, or his businesses.
How about you, Cornyn, and your PAC and your campaign coffer? Can we get an audit of that, crook? I could smell him a mile away, Squirrel. A mile away. They weren't smart, like the Clintons. See, the Clintons ran all their scams through a foundation.
It is an FBI timeline that shows the steel curtain that FBI agents ran into in 2016 and 17 when they had predicated criminal investigations looking at possible pay-to-play bribery, pay-to-play corruption, where Hillary Clinton would make decisions as Secretary of State on behalf of people who made big donations to her family foundation. 3 separate FBI offices, all run by career officials, trying to investigate and get to the bottom of whether crimes are committed, and they get the Heisman. They get a stiff arm up and down the Justice Department. In fact, here's one of the great lines in the timeline. Remember when Donald Trump was out there saying lock her up? Remember, he said there's good reason to lock her up, Hillary Clinton. Well, Sally Yates, the Deputy Attorney General for Barack Obama, was telling the FBI agents who were trying to do that, trying to investigate whether she should be locked up for public corruption, she said, shut it down. She instructed the agents to close down a lawful investigation of Hillary Clinton.
The Clinton Foundation made a lot of money during the years of corruption.
A few thoughts now as Hillary Clinton has retreated into hiding from the harsh media spotlight on the Clinton cartel's culture of corruption. And Mrs. Clinton's strategy is, of course, to pursue a bunker strategy, hide from even the left-wing media as she tries to run out the clock on these scandals, at least until Election Day, now just 75 days hence. The Democratic candidate continues to hide from the public as her scandals only worsen. She hasn't held a press conference since early last December, and her most recent rally a week ago in Cleveland. Mrs. Clinton instead on a fundraising blitz, all of which closed, of course, to the public and the press. I think these are signals of what you might expect from her if she were to be elected president. There are so many signals, aren't there? Hillary Clinton appears only to be granting audiences to those who pay, much like her time at the State Department after a bombshell report from the Associated Press revealed more than half of her non-government meetings were with donors to the Clinton Foundation. Trump slamming the Clinton cartel and Hillary's long-standing and energetic corruption, but Republican congressional leaders, you may have noticed, are nowhere to be found.
They don't want to destroy it. Just want to wet their beaks. That's how it runs. But that doesn't stop us from filing a civil RICO case. We're the ones that are harmed from this corruption. They seem to enrich themselves, like Cornyn or Thune, also standing in the way of more than just the SAVE Act.
And we'll continue to listen to our colleagues to figure out what the path forward is. But all of us would love to see a solution for the Save America Act, to actually get some of that enacted into law. and the budget resolution.
Well, these were the same two Republican suck-ons. Did they fight for you to be free during the pandemic, during the restrictions? Did they come out and speak against the corruption that was there for all of us to see? All of us have been talking about it since the dimwit in diapers stole the election. 312-642-5600.
He believes in freedom, capitalism, and individual liberty. And because of that, he's become an enemy of the state. He's Sean Thompson, and this is The Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.